o'clock. I need a cup of tea.
In this new and indie spotlight episode of Fictional Hangover, we chat with our favorite author, Dawn Kurtagich, whose newest book, Blood on the Wind, releases on March 26th. I'm so excited.
It's
How many
about
days is
bloody
that?
time.
9? Is that 9 days away?
It is
Wow.
only 9
Single
days away.
digits.
That's mad.
Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to chat with Dawn Kurtagich about Blood on the Wind that comes out soon on March 26th. Yay!
I'm so excited. I feel like I've been waiting for this book for so long.
I think we've been waiting for it since Teeth and the Mist. Did I say it right for a change? Because I usually change
You
them
did.
round.
You always say it wrong. Mist on the teeth is
I
what
always
you
say
normally
mist on the
say.
teeth. Yes.
And
Which, if
then
you ask any dentist, is a bad thing.
nobody wants misty teeth. It's not a
No.
good look.
I mean, if the mist is white, maybe.
It's how you bleach your teeth.
Yes.
Listen, we're on the NHS. We need all we can get.
You can get some white mist for my teeth, please.
It's one of those terrible dentist adverts. 6 out of 10 dentists recommend mist for your
Yes.
teeth.
There's so many of those. Are they trying to tell me something?
Oh my God. Okay. So I don't know how to have a proper episode with you on because you've been here. You've been a part of the show since the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember all the way back in I think it was episode 4, and you couldn't be on with us live, and you just answered the questions and sent me your recordings, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to butcher edit this together and make her answers sound like they fit in. It was great.
As a listener at the time, you did a great job.
Those were the days.
Those
The
were the
bungling
days. But now we're what? We're almost at 300. What was our last episode? 280 something.
Oh, 286 was Tateo.
286 was Tateo. So yeah, wow.
It's amazing.
You've
That's
been
what's
here
going to be
since
released.
the beginning.
Congratulations on nearly 300. Do you have plans for 300?
Maybe, kind of, some things.
We keep spitballing, I think.
We do.
But we haven't set anything down. We've still got a few.
What you're meant to say is, oh yes, it's a very great secret, and you guys definitely won't want to miss this one.
We've got a really great secret. It's going to be amazing. It'll involve us dressing up, no doubt.
Of course.
If there's an option for wigs and or makeup and or
horns and or teeth.
Absolutely.
Then we'll take it.
But
we'll be in good company then.
Yes,
we'll feel home.
Definitely.
I can't wait.
I literally brought my horns down just in case, knowing.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm so obsessed with horns lately, and my algorithms are all curated to show me girls with horns, and I'm just loving it. Living my best life.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yes.
I did not bring any horns down with me. I mean, I've got some creepy stuff down here, but I don't have any horns. I don't have any horns in here. What's wrong with me?
I've got more horns to be able to grab. These are my latest ones.
Rainbow ones. Love it. I took mine up to the loft.
I've got a jar of hands.
Well,
okay.
There you go.
Win.
Redeemed.
Yay!
Maybe my third title could be something to do with hands. I don't know.
Please, we need that. We need that to happen.
Hands in the spoil.
No spoilers, please. Everything that we're talking about today comes from the summary and what we know from, being obsessed with Teeth in the Mist. So there's not going to be any spoilers unless you spoil it yourself.
Okay.
We don't react well to spoilers, though. We give the spoilers, but we react really poorly to being spoiled.
I won't spoil anything.
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Whoops. If you accidentally do spoil something, just tell me and I'll edit it out and no one will ever know.
Perfection. I'll just spoil everything then and we can...
Okay, cool. Good. Great. So we know that this story is about Zoe, Len, and Polton, and that Len will be searching for Roan, her mother, who is one of the 3 points of view from Teeth in the Mist. So is
Mhm.
this one going to split POVs and timelines like Teeth did, or is
Yes.
it okay?
So Roan, I actually had a bunch of readers writing to me saying, "Yeah, but is Roan gonna have a point of view again? Because I really love her." I'm like, "Of course, yes."
Okay.
We do get Roan's point of view. It is split timeline again and split POV. So it'll feel similar to Teeth.
Okay. Is it?
Nice.
Are there three? There are 3 points of view.
So we have got, I'll tell you this. So we have got Len in the present and the past. We've got Zoe in the present, and we've got Roan in the past and maybe in the present. I don't know. You'll have to see.
Means yes.
That sounded like a spoiler.
But that's the
You'll
kind
have
of
to read
spoiler.
it by now, and maybe I'm not sure. But the
Hey,
whole,
we
the whole
have
thing with this one is that, Len doesn't recall very much in Teeth, and there's a reason for that. So, she has to revisit some pretty dark places in order to find her mother, and they separated on pretty appalling terms in their past. So, yeah, pretty
you
dark.
see, you use the words dark and you use
Mhm.
the word appalling, but I don't actually think you understand the real meaning behind those words because to the normal person, dark and appalling means, it's not good. But with
Yes.
you being the queen of horror, it's gonna be freaking horrific.
I hope
So
so.
good.
And that's the fun thing about this project. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but essentially me doing it, putting it out myself, is that I've had a lot more freedom with things. I've not had as many reins on me. Like people try to rein me in a lot. So it's been fun not
Good.
to have those restrictions.
Well, it's going to
Hopefully.
be
I
terrifying
mean,
beyond all reason, and I am here for it.
I had to list this book as adult because of the themes it explores. So, really it's crossover, but it's more adult than YA at this point. But yeah, so when I was listing the book, warnings popped up basically. you can't classify this as YA, and I was like, cool, because it really isn't.
Yeah.
Do you have a list of trigger warnings? Like that's
I
half
do,
the book.
yeah. All of my books, so I'll never send readers into one of my books without trigger warnings because I personally need them. So on my website, under the trigger warning section, which is under the book heading, all of my books have trigger warnings on there, as well as an invitation. If there is a trigger warning I've missed that you find and you think should be added, feel free to let me know.
That's amazing because we've read a lot of books lately as well, I think, where we've put trigger warnings in the summary, but
Yeah.
if our listeners know that if there is something that's particularly hard-hitting or vicious or uncomfortable content, we will gloss over it in the highest of terms because we want our content to be accessible, even though we do swear like sailors.
Yeah.
Acceptable as swearing.
They're just words.
Yeah.
But the books themselves don't have trigger warnings, and I've heard a lot of arguments where people are like, well, trigger warnings spoil the plot, and I'm like,
yeah,
but so does suddenly stumbling across a rape scene, for example.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not good.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
don't want to
Exactly.
read that, then you're going to put the book aside and, miss all of the other great things that happen in it. So we don't.
Exactly. Absolutely. And, especially I would say for horror in particular, horror readers are very hardy anyway, but you expect to find this kind of thing in horror. So if you are sensitive to certain things, do check. In my books, and especially check my books for trigger warnings. I always say that.
Yeah, that's great.
I actually, if you want me, I can tell you the trigger warnings that exist for this book.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
and that's not a spoiler because it's currently on the website where you can go and
Exactly, yeah.
pre-order.
And they are spoilers, but I do think the trigger warnings are important. So let me find them. Okay, so trigger warnings for Blood on the Wind. Religious abuse and trauma, child injury, violence, gore, self-harm, traumatic birth, gaslighting, cult references, domestic violence, murder, discussion of self-blame, guilt, and feelings of being a burden around a recent disability. I will add here that I'm a disabled author, so this is very much from personal experience, but people do find it triggering because there is ableism around these conversations. And, that is something I face a lot, but people have written to me saying like, you need to be aware that you need to list these things as triggers. And I thought they were right, so I added it.
I can't wait.
I hope it's good.
Like
We'll
gore.
see.
Okay. Yes. Murder. On board.
Yeah, because of course at the end of Teeth, and hopefully you guys have read Teeth, but the listeners, Roan has made her deal with the devil and she has become something other.
Yeah.
And really, Blood on the Wind is the consequences of that.
Can't wait to find out what the consequences are.
I can't wait.
It was so amazing and irritating
I believe it. Do you know what? I'm so
to not have that like one more chapter. How about
I'm delighted though, but I'm so creeped out by the idea of making a bargain with something other. It really freaks me out. And
Yeah.
so I think that's why I focused on it, because I personally find that kind of supernatural horror really creepy. So yeah, and there are always consequences. There's always a price to pay.
I think psychological horror and like that is scarier than like slasher horror.
Mhm.
I'm
Me,
not a
yeah,
fan of slasher horror.
yeah,
It's there, it's in your face, it's blood and gore, which is fine. You know,
yeah,
if you want to have that in there, that's fine.
yeah.
But I I I was in a bookstore and me being me talks to anybody in a bookstore. And they were looking at the horror books, and I was like, "Oh, right, she's not on the shelf, but you have to invest in Dawn Kurtagich."
Oh, thank
And
you.
I will always say that. People at work get we had World Book Day, and I was like, "Right, here's the list of authors, and here's why." And I said, "You have to invest in Dawn Kurtagich, but yeah, the one thing you have to keep in mind when you read her books, because it's a lot of psychological horror, it will literally itch your brain."
Oh, makes me
And
so happy.
it's like it's creepy, just it's always, you can't see it, it's always at the back, it's always behind your ears, and it's always
Yes.
like finger, those ghostly fingers that go through your hair, and it's like you
Oh,
don't
I
like
love
it.
it. I
And
love
that's
that.
how I always describe your books, because you obviously touch a lot of themes on mental health
Yeah,
as well, that it's in your brain and it scratches and it itches and it plays and it
that's
will
what I
linger,
find
and you will
fascinating.
be thinking about it for longer than you are comfortable with. But then you reread it and you go, yeah, okay, I'm still freaked out.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm so happy. That's what I try to do. This for me, and I've said this before in interviews, nothing is scarier to me than a niggling thought. And
Mm.
Yo,
playing with reality, what's real, what's there, what's not. It really messes with me. Like, especially if I'm home at night alone, like, and I start getting all existential about things. Yeah, just put it into fiction for teenagers. Yay.
Right. They'll handle it.
teenagers are hardy boy.
Yes.
They can handle
They're
a lot
great.
of things because they are handling a lot of things in the world right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And they're just taking it and they're thriving. So it's fine.
I think mostly there were certain kinds of books I needed as a teen, and they just weren't there. So I think I'm just mostly writing as myself from that period of time and to myself.
Yeah, growing up, it was always point horror, Christopher Pike's,
Yeah,
R.L. Stein and Goosebumps,
which are
and
fantastic, but
they're all fantastic. Absolutely love them, and they hold
yeah,
a special place in my heart. Um, but not to the degree that the YA genre has now.
yeah,
And if you wanted horror, and I'm sure, Amanda, this is probably what you had to do. If you wanted horror as a teen, you had to go to Stephen King
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
rather than go to the YA shelves necessarily.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like I mean when we were teenagers, there wasn't a lot of YA that like it didn't
no,
really exist
no,
outside of those, R.L. Stein and Point Horror and things like that. And then
yeah,
like Nancy Drew sort of things, like
yeah.
those
Sweet
are
Valley
sort
High
Sweet
as
Valley
well, you know.
High,
Oh,
yeah. Like there just
Babysitter
wasn't,
Club. Was the Babysitter Club a thing?
I
yeah.
think so, yeah,
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 there wasn't a lot of stuff. So I love the time that we're in right now because there are so many different YA teen new adult authors that are putting out amazing things. And we're lucky. I think Fictional Hangover started at a really good time in young adult fiction in that world because there's so many things for us to read and we'll never run out of books.
yeah.
No.
This is the product of all those kids who didn't have things reading Stephen King and thinking, well, shit, I need to write stuff. So
Right.
now we have this plethora of great horror, and I think a lot of us owe so much to Stephen King for giving us that, and now we're just like pouring out all this horror for teens.
And it's all so good, but it's so much less daunting than Stephen King is. There's
Yeah,
not just hundreds of pages of info dump that no one
Yes.
cares about. So it's so much better. Teen books are the best books, and new adult too. That's like
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's becoming a thing in publishing now. You know, it's new adult. We're getting in trouble at the library for not
Yeah.
having this sort of section because heaven forbid you read about someone having sex or learning about their body. So we have to create these.
The horror.
I know.
That doesn't happen in real life, does it?
No, what?
Well, we don't
So
do those things.
now, like in my library, we have a new adult section, and all the protagonists are 18 to 25. So
That's fantastic.
Nice.
I need to get you a list of new adult recommendations, actually. That would be really good.
yeah,
Oh, then you can have a section that says recommended by an author.
yes,
Yes.
yeah, that'll be great. I do have one of your books painted on my wall, so I
Yes,
can just
I'm
point it out
so
to people.
chuffed. I'm so chuffed by that. How is the full thing? Are people loving it?
Yes, yeah, it's amazing. I need
So cool.
we're actually gonna edit this out, me probably. We're actually gonna make a post on social media about it on Monday, and I want to do a progression of like from the very beginning where it was nothing to, you know, where we are now and that we're finally opening. So
Can't wait. I'll share it.
okay, good. Yay. I'm so
I've
excited.
enjoyed the pictures and the updates.
I have one really artful photo of a toilet in the middle of the floor that I want to like print out poster size and frame and hang on the wall.
Yes, please.
Put it in the bathroom.
I
Bathroom
should!
art in the
Oh my
bathroom.
God!
Please.
Doing
You
it.
need bathroom art in the bathroom.
I'm doing it.
And
I'm
that's
doing
just
it.
perfect.
I'm
Yes.
doing it. I'm doing it. I'm making it up right now. Anyway, we should go back.
Frame.
We should go back to talking about
Bathroom
your
art in
book.
the bathroom is horrific and horrifying.
Yeah,
I don't know.
really
that's
classified as
possibly-
horror.
It's psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I want to go back just a little bit. I want to go back in time to episode 57,
Oh wow.
which was a long time ago. That was the Teeth in the Mist episode.
How
And
interesting.
that's the one
Cursed episode.
that nobody got to hear your part of because it was cursed. And we had to like swear that we actually really did talk to Dawn. We really, really did. We swear we did. But there's a note that I wrote. I went back and looked at our notes about that episode, and I have written, I wonder if Teeth 2 will feature Roan and if she is still scary looking. Is she still scary looking?
Indeed. She
Okay,
may
good.
get scarier looking.
Oh, yay. I'm so excited. Can I cosplay
She
her
does some
already?
bonkers things in this
Okay.
book, honestly.
Yes.
I'm hoping fluid from like eyeballs.
Oh, that's my
Okay,
favorite.
Like
and
from
I'm
eye
not saying
sockets.
anything, but maybe in the very like first chapter, maybe even.
Oh my God. I can't wait.
I think
wait.
you might like the chapter called The Babe, which I think it used to be the first chapter. It might be now chapter 5 or something. But yeah, that one's kind of cool.
The Babe. Is that the
Babe.
birth?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's
I
the
just got
chapter I'm
chills.
actually
Maybe then.
really like. That's the chapter I'm most nervous about. The
I
traumatic
had so
birth
much
thing.
fun with this book. I can't.
Oh.
It just
Can't wait
was
for it.
unleashed on it. And honestly, it wouldn't exist if people hadn't written to me asking for it. Because Teeth was always going to be the first of initially 3. And but my publishers didn't want the second and third because obviously it depends on sales data and blah blah blah, and COVID had just happened, whatever. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'm not going to write it. But the story kept niggling at me and I kept dreaming about it. And then people started to write to me for years. People kept writing to me and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna write it for myself and put it out there, and if people want to read it, cool, they can. And here we are, it's coming out in 9 days.
So exciting. And the pre-order is available on your website, so everybody needs to go and pre-order it.
Yeah, so because it's a batch order, they can be cheaper for the pre-order, but as soon as the pre-order period is up, they'll go back up to the full retail price. But yeah, so I've got these character art. I've got this amazing artist on Instagram. She does all this really creepy, beautiful fantasy satanic art stuff. And I wrote to her and I was like, I love your stuff. I'd been interacting for years with her stuff. I was like, could I commission you for this particular photo? Like, could I buy a license? And she was like, you can just have it. She was like, just tell people it's mine and you can just have it. So I had it printed and that's one of the prints in the pre-order campaign, and then the rest are all my silly little artwork that I drew myself. And yeah.
Can't wait.
What's the artist? Give her a shout out.
Anna Widper. So I'll give you her Instagram. It's _Anna_whisper, and she's
Ooh.
very cool. She does this sort of digital photography stuff, and it's usually ram horns and witches and like black
Yes.
moons and mist. It's
Oh,
very cool, and she's so lovely. She's the loveliest human. She just had a birthday too, actually. So happy birthday.
it's amazing. Okay, yep. Just need to find her. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I really love her stuff. And sometimes she has music over the posts, and her music taste is just sweet.
As everybody's dashing over to Instagram to have a
everybody's-
quick
Yes,
look.
yes, yes.
Well, considering I can only go by the blurb, and there's, sufficient detail for me to be, I'll be honest, this is probably the first time I've actually bothered to read a blurb on the back of a book that you've written. So congratulations. Insta by author, so
Thank
I might
you.
even, it's like I've got the Madness on pre-order, which spoilers coming out later
Right.
on in the year.
Yes.
But I
Two
know it's
vampire books.
I know it's a vampire book. I know it's like female Dracula, but that's literally because you've said it. I've not read the blurb. It's just
Yeah.
on a pre-order. But there was one thing that was mentioned on the blurb, and it was something they call the Sisterhood of the Sparrows.
Mm.
Who, what, where, how?
So
Tell me more.
what I can say is, obviously, from the blurb that Len has to go on this journey to find her mother. At some point in the book, she realizes that it's so hard to not spoil it. Something happens that makes her realize that the journey she has to take is not one that she can bring her girlfriend along, her vulnerable, very human girlfriend, this good person that she loves. She has to go some pretty dark, awful places in order to find her mother, and places she's been before, but for various reasons had forgotten about. And so she leaves Zoe in this convent with the Sisterhood of the Sparrows, and she thinks that she'll be safe there. And that's all I'll say.
Like,
You hear convent, and is it just me? You go, no,
no.
no,
No.
dog.
What I will say is the convent is linked to Len's past, so she thinks it's a safe place from her past. But
She's wrong.
Maybe
wrong.
she isn't wrong, but
I would love no. I would love for everyone, we put these episodes out audio, and then we have video on our Patreon. So everyone needs to go to the Patreon and watch Dawn's face as she says that sentence, and you will know that she is 100% lying. So
Lies.
Oh, my poor girls.
just everyone go check that out, please. It's important.
All lies.
It's so funny because this book, Blood on the Wind, Teeth in the Mist too, but Blood on the Wind especially, is such a culmination of all the things that I had been obsessed with for such a long period of times, and things that I am afraid of, and things also that I face, because obviously at the end of Teeth, Zoe is paralyzed for this magical price she's had to pay for her conjure. And the last few years I've been going through a process of coming to terms with being disabled. And for reference, I was recently fitted for a wheelchair that I now have to use on bad days. And there's a whole mental process of redefining who you think you are, and facing your own internal ableism, because the world has always looked a certain way to you. And then slowly you've got chronic illnesses that kind of chip away at it. So then I could put that into Blood on the Wind as well, but then I could make it horror, and I could make it vampires, and I could make it vicious, because part of Blood on the Wind is a revenge story as well. So there's like a viciousness that I think men don't necessarily always understand about women. So that was also a cool little exploration for me. So I hope people will be not too freaked out by it, I suppose.
No, we want them to be exceptionally freaked out by it.
I
That's
mean,
all
yeah.
I want in life.
Maybe nightmares.
That's all I
And
want.
think of if
Cut
people
to
are
like 6
freaked
months
out,
later, you've read it and you're like, Dawn, that was just so tame. God, all this like
Oh.
build up.
trigger warning, tame.
No, I believe in you.
I
To
do
this
as well.
day,
Yes.
to this day, your books are the only ones that have ever scared me. So that's
Oh, I'm
you
delighted. I
you
am
are on the
still
pedestal
always.
up here.
Oh shit, that's
Oh,
comfortable.
benchmark. Oof.
I'm
Oof.
always looking for scary books, honestly. I keep looking and looking and looking because I have a very specific set of things that creep me out.
Yeah.
Although actually I am creeped out by pretty much everything. But to really terrify me, it has to be something very, like you said, Claire, like psychological. It has to be supernatural. Yeah, I'm still trying to define it. Maybe we can create
Yeah.
a genre specifically for those
We
things.
need to. The only thing that really scares me, like really in like watching horror movies and stuff, and I don't really know why, because it's not that I really believe in it, but demonic possession are
Oh yeah,
they're always the best. But now
me
like
too.
I'm just inspired to create makeups and stuff, like cosplays and stuff, because
Yes.
every time anybody gets possessed by a demon, their eyebrows disappear. And I'm like, well, I already got
That's
that. I don't
clearly.
have eyebrows.
Is this you confessing? Oh.
They're stamped on.
Oof.
They're
I have
drawn
considered
on with a
shaving my
pencil.
eyebrows many a time. I
If
have
you
considered
if you don't wear eyebrows, I will not draw mine on.
it. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm so scared they won't grow back. I had a friend who shaved her eyebrows off and they literally didn't grow back. She didn't have many to begin with, though.
Right. I barely
And
have any.
mine are okay.
Yeah, you have good eyebrows, but shave them
But yeah,
off. See what
demonic
happens.
possession for me as well. It freaks
Right?
me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I watched the movie Wreck, not the American version, the original
Wait.
Spanish version. It's the one where it's
No.
in the apartment building, and it's the newscast starts in the White
Yes.
House and then goes
Oh,
to the
I need to
apartment building and
rewatch
gets
that.
to quarantine. I freaking love the Wreck series. It gets silly by the end, but the first one really got me. And the first time I watched it was at home with my husband, and we watched it. And he went to work afterwards because he worked night shift at the time.
Oh no.
Left me in the house by myself. I was honestly shitting my pants.
Oh my
I
gosh, I
was
would be.
so thirsty. I wanted to go into the kitchen and get a glass of water or something, but I couldn't because of the French doors in the kitchen. And I was convinced the thing was going to be standing at the
I
French doors.
understand.
And I
I
called my
understand.
friend at the time. I was like, I just need to talk to you for a minute. And she worked out why. And she was howling at me. No sympathy at all. I was like, fine, I'll go and drink the tap water from the bathroom.
I would be the worst person to call because I would get roped into that hysteria and everything would be twice as terrifying. Honestly, we'd be
amazing.
screaming.
Honestly,
Amazing.
it was so fun. In retrospect, it's absolutely hilarious. But in the moment, because at the time, I think I must have had like some breaks with reality, not like mental health breaks or anything. But I was convinced my dream, like when I was dreaming, I was like, no, it's true. This has happened we need to, like to this day, there's a CD I'm convinced that my husband needs to buy. But he said, Claire, it doesn't exist. I went, no, it does exist. We
That's
need to get you the
amazing.
CD.
What
Even
if you switched realities, like you've hopped dimensions and
it's
it
Maybe you
does exist
have.
in yours and you've just woken up in the wrong reality? That's another
I
one.
I'm wondering if other reality Claire died and I'm the replacement or
People
something.
talk
I
about
don't
that, about
Maybe you
quantum
are.
life, right?
yeah.
That's the
Yes.
theory.
I
Hopefully
don't
you
know.
are
It
a
could
different
be.
person.
It could be. Who knows? But yeah, I was like,
Ghost you standing behind your sofa, like, don't tell them.
so if I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm a completely different person, or you just see some black like hands suddenly drag me off, you know the reason why. This
Yeah.
is recorded. The recording's
Oh,
not on my computer, so we know the evidence is there.
I'm glad I'm
Please.
not the only one.
Oh no, you're not.
But I do this to myself voluntarily. I like it. So I watch these
Yes.
horror movies knowing these things are going to happen to me, and I just keep doing it.
Yes. I think
They're
that's why
so
I go on
scary.
ghost hunts. I want to
I'm
go on ghost
scared
hunts
of
and I want to be
going.
scared, and yet never been scared. And I'm like,
And Kat, you've had Kat on the podcast. She's like
yes.
honestly my best friend. She is so logical and she doesn't believe in ghosts. And so I wonder sometimes if I tell her some of these things, if she thinks that I'm just completely bloody ridiculous because she's so level-headed and so logical. And I'm like, yeah, but this ghost was like tapping on the wall.
Now you see, I've been reading a lot of stuff about ghosts lately.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And one of the things is a parapsychologist Kieran O'Keefe, famous UK
Yeah.
parapsychologist. He discredited Derek Okora, and who, when I saw live, was a complete fake, but that's by the by. And he says, basically paraphrasing, that ghosts aren't real, but you have experienced a ghost. So
How
if
interesting.
because it's your truth, that's your
Yeah.
experience. He cannot disprove or prove the experience that you have had at that moment. So if you had what you would class as a paranormal experience, but what he would say is pipes or coincidence
Mm.
or gas causing hallucinations, but he also does not say no, you have not had a paranormal experience. So I kind of think that, yeah, everybody's had a paranormal experience, but whether or not it is truly ghosts is, you know,
Yeah.
that's the science is one thing, the
Yeah.
reality is another.
And also, if all perception is your mind and you're perceiving these things, how can you ever, how can you tell that this water bottle I'm holding is even here? That's a whole other conversation, because it's all perception. That's what your brain is picking up as true. I could be lying in a bed somewhere in a hospital and this is all fake and you guys don't exist. We don't know.
We've all seen that Buffy episode.
Yeah. The existential episode with Dawn Kurtagich, where we discuss Descartes' allegories.
Well, philosophy exists for a reason, doesn't it? So
Indeed. I just put it into little books for teens.
Yay!
and add in some horns and teeth.
Indeed.
Yes.
Horns and teeth are cool.
Horns and teeth
And
are
blood.
the best.
I do love teeth. Teeth are fun. And horns. Like, I love bones now.
Yeah.
And I've got a little bone behind me, a little skull.
Ooh, nice.
So nice.
My little goat skull.
My favorite thing in your backdrop here, it's like so eerie and creepy, and like your hair matches the lighting and your lipstick matches, like it's so great. But then you can see your ring light and it gives you a halo. So it's like, is any of this real? Are you an angel?
Am I angel or am I a
Fallen.
Fallen angel?
You might want to look out for
1000%.
angels in this book too.
Oh my god!
Oh!
Spoilers!
Oh, if
Oh,
the
I'm so
devil is
excited.
real, then ...
Oh my god! Can't wait. I can't wait. I
Dang.
can't wait.
Oh, I hope it's one of the ones with all the eyeballs.
Oh, those are
I
the best
love
not-
those
ones.
biblically
And not a pretty
accurate
boy.
angels.
Is it going to be
Have
a
you heard
pretty
the
boy's
inversion
eyeballs?
theory?
No.
Have you heard the inversion theory that some people have, like the Gnostics have, about angels and demons, about how it's something, I'm going to be very ineloquent when I say this, it's something about how prey animals tend to have eyes on the side and have horns, like goats, that kind of thing, and predator animals like eagles and things tend to have wings and claws and talons. And there's this idea that angels are actually demons and they've tricked everyone into thinking that the Bible is good. But then if you examine the Bible, it's like, kill your wife if she cheats or whatever, all these like Old Testament things, and they're like, oh, this is the biggest trick the devil ever pulled. And I love narratives that flip the switch, whether or not I believe them, no. But I just love the idea that you've got this setup that is one way for so many years, and then people start picking at it and inverting it. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
But yeah,
Well,
biblically accurate angels are
Yes,
I remember a book that Amanda, you showed me once. It was from the Church of Satanism as well, and it was a really nice children's book.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of this. Wait, was I on the podcast when you talked about this, or did I just watch it?
Good Night Baphomet, maybe.
Yes.
I'm sure you told me about this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so precious. That book
Yeah.
is
Church of
so
Satanism gets a
sweet.
bad rap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I read a part of a Satanic Bible years ago because I was curious. It was in the library. And it's really funny. I mean, it's horrible. It almost reads as though it's meant to be a joke.
It probably is.
And like Anton LaVey, wasn't he in the circus? So like you kind of think, was he just trolling everyone when he wrote this?
Probably, yes.
So fun.
I would
It's
you shared one of your favorite Instagram artists who is now part of, your world. I would like everyone to go and check out Spade Inc. on Instagram.
Spade Inc.
SPADE.INK. She does Bible verses, but like what's actually being said. And she has some of those biblically accurate angels, and she has artwork with like there's one verse about trusting everything that the butcher makes, and it's like there's skulls and like all this gore and stuff. You need to check her out. Her artwork is beautiful, and it also comes on t-shirts. And
Well,
I
if we're
want
gonna
them
if we're
all.
gonna
Is that
brag
her?
about artists,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
if we're going to brag about artists on Instagram, then you also need to check out Abigail Larson, who is my absolute favorite artist, and she does all the gothic stuff as well. She's got the Allan Poe book coming out. She has done a special edition Helen Witten illustrated
Ooh.
version, which is beautiful. I have her art book literally up on the shelf.
What's her
And
at?
it's just at Abigail Larson.
I just
It's
wrote that down in a glue pen.
It's absolutely she is my I actually have an original sketch that she's done. It's a cult, it's vampire, she's got a Dracula series.
Amazing. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
check it
have
out.
all of the Hades and Persephone sketches that she's done. She does so much occult and vampirism stuff. Her Dracula things and Beauty and the Beast are just I am obsessed with her. Oh, that's so cool.
I'm gonna
Oh,
check her
wow.
out. I've made a note for myself, but now I can't close my notebook because I wrote it in glue pen.
Because you glued it in there.
Oh dear. The real Dawn Kurtagich. Very clumsy.
And we love her so much.
So yeah, I should get my copies, the finished copies next week. I'm so
Oh
excited.
my
to
God, I'm
hold
so
them.
excited.
Also, she has a special case art binding, custom case binding art thingy underneath the jacket, which I'll reveal next week. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh.
I am
also
so
have to
looking
shout
forward to
out,
it.
while we're talking about artists, I have to shout out the artist designer for Blood on the Wind. Marcela Bolivar, she is amazing. She is Tropical Gloom on Instagram, and she did the French cover of The Dead House, of My Dead House, and she's done loads of book covers. I can't think of any off the top of my head, of course, but she is incredible, absolutely amazing. Yeah. Actually, I've got a question for you guys. Who do you think is on the cover of Blood on the Wind?
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to tell you the answer because
horns.
it's a spoiler, but
There are horns.
What's she holding? There's a
And
snake,
it's a
but is there a
snake.
bird?
Is
snake.
It's just a
there?
snake.
Snake.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm checking out her boobies, but I'm
I
doing
know,
it
I'm zoomed in
respectfully.
on her
She had
boobs.
great
It looks like
boobies.
she's holding like something, but I think it's just she's got her boob squeezed in. She's got to pull them up, you know,
Oh,
so they look
It's
real
the,
nice.
They've got there's like a
it's the
black
tail
kind
of
of
the-
like a smudge soot over her boobs. Why do we keep talking about boobs lately, Amanda?
There's nothing wrong with
There's
bosom.
nothing wrong.
I don't
There's
have
nothing wrong
them.
with
Let
good,
me
healthy
talk about
breasts.
them.
While
No.
we're on the subject, ladies, check your breasts and get them checked, okay?
I check
Yes,
mine
please.
all the time.
So yeah, she's actually holding the tail of the snake.
That's amazing.
Right. Well, you
It
see,
looks
there's
like
the
she's
horns.
underwater.
It's my whole upside down theme.
So I love your upside down stuff.
But the thing is, though, is it one of the characters? Is it Ron? Or, you know,
It is one of the characters.
Ugh.
I can't tell you because it's a huge spoiler.
Don't
But yeah,
say.
when we talk
Ugh.
like in a year or something, I'll say.
do you know, there's a part of us that wants to say it's obviously Ron because we know Ron has transformed, but I'm actually wondering if maybe it's Zoe and Zoe's pact is manifesting.
Also, Polton had horns for a little while.
He did.
Polton might transition. We don't know.
He might.
Transition
He
with a lovely bust.
Poltina?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Poor Polton.
Does
I like
Polton still have horns?
No.
Okay.
We'll cross one person off.
Yeah.
It's not Polton, everyone. It's
not
not
Polton.
Polton.
It could be Len.
And we know it's not Len because she's not redhead.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you guys think.
Beautiful. I don't care who she
I
is.
fully didn't expect anyone to buy it, so I was astonished when all these pre-orders started coming in. I'm like, oh, I have to buy some mailers now.
I know.
I have to
Oh,
send
I need some
stuff out.
stamps.
I'm
I
sorry.
only
You have
bought a
to.
book of 6 stamps.
You have to send me one in the US. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, I'm delighted.
Shipping is
I
expensive.
would happily send that.
Coral's pre-ordered it as well, so there's 2
Yeah.
books at least
I
going to the US.
saw it
Yeah.
come in. Actually, most of the pre-orders are US. That's why I did a flat shipping rate. So because people were asking about shipping to the US, it's a flat shipping rate for the UK and the US because the printers are in different locations, and I couldn't. This is really boring, but on my web shop I couldn't like set my location to each of the different locations, so I had to create a flat shipping rate for everyone. So yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I would pay anything to have a book shipped. So it's fine.
You're so lovely. Thank you.
It's an
I believe it's
obsession.
real.
It's an
Can't believe it's
obsession
real.
that has been around for a long time.
Well, I mean, vampires are a good obsession. I actually still can't believe, because if you had told me in 2019 that 5 years later I would have 2 vampire novels coming out in 1 year, I don't think I would have believed you.
I just like
no,
that
which is a
there are
shame because vampires are wonderful.
vampires
Yeah,
are the
I do like
best. But I
vampires.
love that you keep saying vampires for this book, and like that wasn't really a thing really in Teeth. Are we drinking blood? Are we
We are
drinking blood?
drinking blood. We are drinking.
Okay.
So I might as well speak about it.
Do it.
So Teeth, after she makes her pact, if you read the scenes that happen after the pact, there are hints.
Hints.
She
Okay.
mentions the sun. She mentions, I need to reread the section, but I think she mentions physical issues.
Okay.
So yeah. So she is in Teeth in the West. It's basically a witch book, and in Blood on the Wind, it's a vampire book.
And that's all I ever need in life.
So
Well, like a
next
vampire
is
witch.
what, werewolf?
No, never.
Ghouls?
Please. Please no.
Zombies?
I'm actually not
Revenants.
a huge werewolf gal.
Mm-mm.
Personally,
No.
I know.
No.
I've never been.
Frankenstein's monster.
I know.
Science meets more horror.
I wouldn't say
and
no to that, but at the moment, the third book is just plot in my head, and it's not written.
Does it have body parts and weather systems?
I'm concerned about the weather systems.
It has body parts and it has nature.
Nature. Okay. Okay.
I will fully be telling you clearly after this.
Good. Great.
Just press stop now.
Just pause it for just a second and then come back.
Yeah.
I did say to Amanda, I'm worried about the inclement weather that this series is taking on. Like,
Yes.
it's either,
product of me being
there's
here.
teeth in the mist, scary, blood on the wind, sticky.
Yeah. I remember it's bad for hair. That's why my hair this color.
Oh my
Because
God,
it's
so
blood
frizzy.
blowing in the wind. But yeah, I remember my publisher said to me, so why is it called Teeth in the Mist? And I had to explain. And after I explained, she goes, "Oh, that's very clever."
Isn't it? It's like the mountain.
It's like, yeah, it's the rocks,
Yeah.
sticking out of the earth like teeth, and the hungry mountain, and yeah, I just thought it was so funny, just her reaction. But yeah, Blood on the Wind.
That's what that clanging was a few years ago, was the penny dropping.
Yeah, I mean, I this process of doing it myself has taught me so much. I have so much more respect for graphic designers. So one thing I will say is I didn't realize as a baby author how much work went into my particular graphic in the graphics in my pages, the interior text in InDesign. So like with the Dead House, I know they hired a designer out to do all of that. And I have to say, I had no idea the amount of work that was involved, because the amount of work I did for Blood on the Wind, I mean, it was insane. It was amazing, but just so much work. And so I just have to take my hat off to the designer of the Dead House and the internal teams in publishing who do these layouts, especially when they're complicated. Amazing.
So is this one also going to be complicated and beautiful on the inside?
Yes, of course. Of course.
I'm so excited.
Every page is so beautiful. I chose everything so carefully.
Is it different to be so in control of like even the minute details of the book? Is it like, does it make it feel like it's more your book baby than the others, or it's just a different breed?
It's more that it makes me feel so grateful for the things that I didn't. So I was always grateful for my books and my book deals, but I didn't really think about because you can't imagine what you don't understand. So for Blood on the Wind, I had to learn InDesign. I had to learn graphic design. I had to do all these things, and you don't know how much work goes into it until you're actually doing it. So you better believe going forward, I'm going to be thanking these designers for the work they put into their books, because it's really finicky. For example, if you change one word on InDesign, it can throw out the entire book. You have to look for all these orphans. You have to create new master pages. I mean, it's so complicated. So yeah, I hope it registers as clean and I didn't miss anything. But if I did, I hope you guys have mercy, because it is such an intricate process.
You see, we'll just think it's supposed to be like that.
Right?
Yeah, it was clearly.
Right?
It's all supposed to be like that.
Oh, you had a typo there. Oh, it's meant to be that way.
Duh.
You
Oh my
magically
God.
spelled the.
Well, I do not want to spell out the intricacies of the nuances of the symbolism of that.
Exactly.
If
I
you
mean,
don't get
if it
it,
goes over
you
your
don't get
head,
it.
that's a you problem, not
That's
a
a
me
you.
problem.
Exactly. Exactly.
I need to cultivate this air for myself. How do you do that?
It's difficult.
I need to buy a hat. Maybe that will make me feel more
That will
important.
help. A hat will help for sure.
My latest thing, which has my husband in kinks, trying to cultivate that, is just her. And this came from talking about Tito with Amanda, because I was doing that stupid voice. And he just said something to us, and he went, "I bet you can't like sigh at me in Valley Girl or something." And I just went, so now, so now, if you want to cultivate that air, I really recommend just going and then just walking off, because it's
Okay,
been
I'm gonna
working
do
a
it at the end of
treat
this
this
episode.
past week.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that that ridiculous episode brought you so much joy. When I fall
you have a
into
bit.
Valley Girl voice in every single episode, I'm pretty sure at least once. But no, it's a special thing now.
I love the Valley Girl thing.
My favorite.
I did it at work the other day in the office.
This is such a cool job, honestly. You guys have the best fun.
I do it all the time at the library, especially now because there's just the three of us that are in the building. Like there's no patrons, there's nobody. It's just the three of us. And everybody always asks one of my assistants, like, what do you do over there all day? You know, because we're not open yet. It's like, and what did you even do at work today? And then she'll go into it too. I colored today.
Oh my God, that's
oh my
amazing.
God. Oh my God.
And I kept Emma lines.
Do you like have any gum?
See, next time somebody has the audacity of asking, what have you been doing all day? You just turn around and just go,
I'm putting that in my
Valley
tweet.
Girl indignation, seriously, works a treat.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I also like the pointed silence, because people get so uncomfortable.
Yes.
You have to have the head tilt though.
Yeah. Or the steepled fingers.
Raised eyebrow or like lots of blinking.
No, then I feel like there's something in my eye. No one would
I'm in a
take me
competition. Oh
seriously.
shit, suddenly my eyes are dry.
It's not too, you've got to slow it down. Slow it down. Lots of blinking, but slow it down.
Slow blinking.
Yeah.
Flared nostrils or no?
Oh, it's
How to do that? Can you do that?
yeah. I do. I also can do eyebrow wiggles and ear wiggles.
Yes.
Oh yes, I can do one ear at a time.
Yes.
I can't see ear.
It's
do
apparently
any
very rare
ears.
skill. Apparently it's a very rare skill to be able to do that. I'm like, I can do
I can't do that. Can't do ears.
Yeah. This is devolved.
This is all for
As always.
Patreon. This is all for Patreon people.
This is
The
what they
audio's going
pay
to stay
for.
in,
The
and this
good content.
for $250. Remember, everybody, you can
Yes.
get in on Amanda's 24-hour webcam in the back garden.
Yes.
And
yes.
we're all sober. Amazing.
Yes. It's amazing. We're really fantastic people. Should we just should we get back to things? Can we ask our would you rather question? Because it's not fictional hangover if we don't have a would you rather question. Should we
Absolutely.
ask that?
Although I
Should we
will
try to
just say,
rein it in?
The other thing I will just say, just for anyone who cares, is that there is going to be a French version of Blood on Red. So,
Ooh,
and I
wow.
think, well, I don't know what they're doing for the cover. It might be the same cover. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to exist. So they're busy
That's fantastic.
translating right now.
That's amazing.
Mm.
Do you have to do the inside for that one too with all of
I don't know. So what they did with Teeth is a lot of the images on Teeth I sourced myself because my publisher was like, we're not sure. And I'm like, I have the images. Can I use them, please? I have licenses and stuff. And they were like, okay, cool, sure. And I designed some, obviously the Conjure language is all my designs. So when the French got it, I said that they could print, like they could use it so long as the print run didn't exceed a certain number because that's the terms of the license. It probably is going to be something similar for the French edition, but they'll get more print copies because obviously the American version or the English version, it's not going to be affected by that. So I don't really know. I think they're going to use them. That's another situation where I don't then get a say because it's like traditionally published. It's not, yeah.
Oh, so you don't have to put it through Google Translate.
No, no. So they're the same
Thank
publisher who did my
goodness.
French Teeth. So it's a very weird situation where it's like I'm putting it out, but then it's also traditionally published by foreign publishers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird.
that is
Can
very
you write a
weird.
book called My French Teeth as well? Because that was an amazing phrase.
That was
I
really,
could-
really good. I enjoyed
My
it.
French Teeth.
My French Teeth. It's a short story.
My French Teeth.
Yes.
Please write that short
I need
story.
to learn French, honestly.
Oh.
I love French. Honestly, French people are amazing. I love French cinema. I love French horror. I love the French, forgive me for saying this, but I love it. The French morbidity is exquisite. It's like mine. And when I speak to French readers, I feel very like I'm amongst my own people because I don't feel as morbid and weird as some people treat me as in English speaking worlds. Because the French, you get things like Martyrs and what's that other film about the ballerina? It's very gruesome and psychologically morbid. I just love it. It's fantastic.
See, I can imagine you being a Victorian, like, with their sense of morbidity and their loves, like
Death
spiritualism and it's like,
Yes.
oh, do you like my jewelry? It's my dead husband.
Yes, it's my husband's tooth with the root
Yes.
wrapped in his baby hairs and some pubes.
Why not?
Oh, did you hear about the serial killer? All the organs came out. Oh.
What a time to be alive it would have been, though, back then with spiritualism and nowhere to prove that it's fake, and being hoodwinked. I don't know, it just would have been you could escape into fantasy, maybe a bit more than you can now.
I would love to see a Victorian, like, medium spiritual.
Ooh, I want to see
a proper one.
fake ectoplasm.
Yes.
Yes. What would you make it out of?
Corn syrup.
Yeah. That would be sticky blood in the wind.
It would.
Definitely.
We should go on a ghost hunt or a ghost tour. There used to be this house, this posh like castle. It's called a castle, but it's not actually a castle because it was built in the 19th century. But they used to do Victorian ghost hunts and things and like seances, and you could stay the night. But then the house was sold, and now they don't do anything. They don't even open it to the public anymore. So sad. I know.
Oh, I want to go on a ghost hunt or a tour or something. It doesn't even matter if like the setting matches, but we all need to be in Victorian garb as if we are those people and just have our own experience, and everyone's like looking at us like, what is wrong with these women?
Honestly,
But we
I've been
need to do
looking
it.
for crinolines for the last 2 weeks. You think I could find one in my size because I'm a plus size lady? I can't, so I might have to make my own.
So, yeah, just make them.
Yeah, I might do it. Some whalebone or whatever they use. I don't know. Plastic. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, you can
Do you know, get into Rosie Talbot. Get in touch with
Yes.
Rosie.
Actually,
She'll tell
she and
you
I have
exactly.
spoken about making
She knows
clothes.
exactly.
Yeah.
She knows that she'll tell you. She'll direct you right. She'll
she
keep you
will.
right.
We've had conversations, she and I, about what we do for making skirts. This is what we do in our spare time. Yeah, I need to get a crinoline. Oh, I had one for my wedding. Maybe I could just repurpose that.
Oh, you did. You definitely could.
Would it fit?
Make it. Just make it fit. Add stuff to it.
I should
do
go
it.
on book tour in my big poofy crinoline and my
Yes.
corset.
Will you
I'm
come
trying-
here?
where
Would
is
you
that
please
happening?
come
I would
here?
love it. I would love to.
Please.
I would love to. You never get rid of me. I live here now. I just like set up shop in the lake.
Fine. Yeah.
No, don't. I'm peeing in that lake.
Yeah,
You
me
haven't
and the
peed in
Lord
it
of
yet, though.
the Underworld.
Okay. But the
Yes.
snapping turtle, so be careful.
Look,
I
the
would make friends
turtles.
with them.
The
I'd
turtles
ride them
ride
around.
around on a little log. They're not hurting anybody. They were
Oh, that's true.
riding back and forth the other day again. It's a thing that they do.
Do you have pictures or video?
I think Jacob might have a picture of the turtle on the log,
I need
but
to
I don't
see
think
This
he
is
has a
why
video.
we need the 24-hour webcam where for
Yes.
$300 every
Yes.
month Patreon can see.
Yes.
It's
Well, and
Once,
I
twice
basically
in one episode.
lakeside OnlyFans of turtles.
yes, but there's also a squirrel back there. I've named him now. His name is Grapples because he tried to steal a grappling hook, and I feed him. I do have video of that. It's fantastic.
Okay, I need a video. Why? My inbox. I'm looking at
Why
my.
are you
my
wasting
inbox is
time with Would
empty.
You Rather when we have Grapples the squirrel?
I just need all of it. I need snapping turtles, Grapples the squirrel, and maybe some chipmunk friends. And my day would be made. Is that so much to ask, Amanda? God.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Honestly.
I'm sending you a video right now.
I'm
of the
waiting.
squirrel.
If our gracious guest wants videos, you send them videos.
You stop what you are doing and you send weird squirrel videos.
In the interim, I'm looking at biblically correct angel pictures from Spade Inc.
They're so good.
I love them so much.
I like just before Christmas, there was quite a few people doing biblical correct angels for the top of the trees. And I was like, yes, love it.
I love it. They're so creepy.
Oh,
Can you imagine, like, if you just accidentally ate a, I don't know, psilocybin mushroom or something one day and you fucking saw that in front of you and you're trying to tell everyone and they're like, you're possessed! Drown them in the river! What a
burn
time to
them
be alive.
as a witch. She's clearly a witch.
Clearly. Oh, she knows things and heals people with herbs. Burn her at the stake.
Murder!
How dare she show compassion?
There's loads of stuff on TikTok at the moment about how the Gospels of Mary Magdalene have surfaced, like 3 copies or something. Just fascinating.
Really?
Yeah, something. I don't know. You don't know what's true or what's not, but it is fascinating.
Well, I mean, the whole biblical texts are never exactly like written at the time, are they?
Oh,
400
I
years later
started
by
reading
white
this.
guys.
I started reading this amazing like critique of the Bible called When God Was a Woman. A friend of mine gave it to me for research, and I'm only part way through, but it is fascinating. And she looked at, real documents. She traveled and looked at primary documents and some of the mistranslations, and you think that can't have been an accident.
No way. No way
Consistently.
in hell.
I think one thing that she was saying, again, nobody quote me on this because I don't remember exactly, but something about the Virgin Mary, the translation of the word virgin, it wasn't virgin, it was youthful. So like this whole thing about the Virgin Mary apparently is
No, she's just young. She was
yeah,
probably
Like
just
12.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's why we
Fascinating.
don't, please no one take this seriously. That's why we don't allow abortions, because that's where Jesus came from.
Oh my gosh.
When
I
we
know.
had our
What is going on over
12-year-old having a
there?
baby. Sorry, that was gross. I hate it. Hate that I said it. It was
I appreciate that you affected the accent with it.
Which
So
one?
we
Oh,
know when you do
Southern
the accent
Yeah,
or
we know it's
emphasize it, it's
satire.
mockery.
Exactly. We understand satire when we see it.
Yeah.
And hopefully everyone else does too.
Mm-hmm.
Vicious non-virgin women on my back.
I'm a nasty girl.
Oh my
We like
God.
nasty girls
Okay.
here.
We do need to ask our would you rather question. We really
Yes.
do. We really
We
really
always
do.
do this.
I just need to tell Dawn, you need to check out Spark Company. It's Spark, it's a clothing company. They do plus sizes because I fit in them. But they do a lot of t-shirts, like witchy t-shirts, and
gosh, I
on
love you.
Wednesdays we smash the patriarchy and lots of
Oh, I love
LGBTQ
it.
stuff. It's fantastic. Great. They're great,
Beautiful.
lovely
Oh,
stuff as well.
that's perfect.
Nice.
Oh, I should mention also Blood on the Wind is LGBT. Clearly,
We know
lesbians.
this. We know
Len and
this.
Zoe are lesbians, if anyone was wondering. It's so funny. Like I put LGBT in the hashtag, and I thought that was clear because I said, Len and her girlfriend, Zoe, whatever. And somebody wrote to me, they were so sweet. They were like, do you mean LGBT as in the plus meaning. And I was like, I don't understand what they're asking me. And I was like, do you mean, is it an LGBT book? I was like, yes, it is. And then she messaged me private. Actually, I didn't say who she, because she didn't tell me what their pronouns were, but I assume she. And she was like, I just wanted to make sure that you support trans people because I just wanted to feel safe. I know. I was so sad. I was like, yes. And it is a lesbian book. Like, it just, I mean, it's so sad that she was like, again, I'm sorry, I'm saying, if you're watching and I'm saying she, but you didn't tell me what your pronouns were. And she was saying, you know, she just, sometimes she didn't feel safe. And I've made me so sad. It makes me cry.
Hug them.
I know.
Really,
I was like, yes.
virtual love. Virtual
Makes
love.
me really upset.
We will take care of you.
I know.
We want them to come. Come
I
to
know.
us. We'll.
Just felt so sad. Imagine that, you know, books, the place where I found safety so much, that people just can't sometimes. That's really sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that
breaks
turned
my
really
heart.
fast.
Did.
It,
We're all
it
like
breaks my heart, and I want to.
weeping.
Oh,
Yeah.
it
So yes,
it's.
it is
I'm sad.
LGBT and
I'm
it is a
devastated,
safe
but at the
place.
same time, I absolutely love the fact that they've obviously felt comfortable to reach out to you as well.
Yeah, I
That's a
was so glad about that.
really good thing as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I was really glad. But so apart from the violence and the murder and the child abuse and the violence and the gore, it is a safe book.
it's a safe space.
Yeah.
Safe
Yeah.
space full of
Opportunities
murder.
for everybody to get messed up, but also
Indeed.
get some
I
love.
want that for you. I want equal opportunities for scarring mentally from horror.
Yes.
So
That would make
kind
the
of
world
you.
a better place.
So kind.
But yeah, I'm sorry. We always do this.
We do every
Would
time.
you rather?
Hold on.
Have
Gotta
we
do it now.
ever had a conversation where it's less than like an
No.
hour?
No.
No, my favorite part was I send all of the questions and stuff to all of our authors beforehand, but with yours, I was like, we're not going to talk about any of this, but here are some questions just in case.
I'm just ticking a box with this email.
Yeah. Makes me feel safe. But I knew we wouldn't either.
Right, hold on. Where's the would you rather? Okay. Do you want to read it, Amanda, or are you happy for me to do it?
I don't care.
We've reached that point.
We
Okay,
have.
so based purely on the blurb, which everybody can check on Goodreads or at dawnkurtagich.com.
Yeah.
The question is, would you rather be described as bleak and gruesome, gloomy and gothic, or torturous and savage?
It's so interesting. I think other people have called me, the first one was bleak and
Gruesome.
I would probably say I want to be gloomy and gothic, but I think Blood on the Wind is the last one. But maybe all three categories, or all six. That would be fun.
Can I not be that nasty and be all three?
I don't know. It's so funny because the reality of me is that I'm a massive overthinker, super scared of everything, and mostly just really jolly.
I love the dichotomy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Murder with lols.
With lols. Yeah. I'm a joyful, you know how like gym bros talk about the type of lifter you are? So you get like angry lifters, sad lifters, or happy lifters. I'm a happy writer, I think, or maybe a sad writer sometimes, but like a jolly writer. Some writers, I've seen a lot of writers say that they write out of spite. I can't do that.
Writing.
See myself doing that.
So maybe gloomy and gothic.
Oh, I do like a bit of gloomy gothic.
See, I prefer torturous and savage. And
Well,
also
of course,
that's what Blood on the Wind is, torturous and savage. It's just full of tortured people who do savage things.
Amazing.
See, I'm thinking gloomy and gothic, so I can go a bit Crimson. Oh,
Crimson Peak? Are you gonna Crimson Peak it?
See, I love Crimson Peak too.
Yeah. As long as Tom Hiddleston's there as well, looking all
I wonder if that's
dapper.
a comp for Blood on the Wind. Is Crimson Peak a comp for Blood? No. Blood on the Wind is too vicious, I think. And I honestly, Kat read one of my scenes. She hasn't read the whole thing because there just wasn't time, but she read, I asked her if I went too far with one thing, and she was like, yeah, maybe you did.
Oh!
And I was like, I'm just going to keep it in anyway. And she's like, yeah, just do.
Yes! Thanks, Kat.
So I might have gone too
Oh,
far. I don't think it is, but that's why I asked her, and then she said it was. So I'm a little bit worried, but just remember, it's horror, people.
supposed to.
Please.
It's supposed to
Just
go that
remember,
far.
it's too late now. It's gone to publishing.
Exactly, and technically it's an adult, so and trigger warnings on my website. Woo!
I love it.
Once it's out in the world, it's the responsibility of the reader.
Yeah,
So
you know what? It is what they make of it. It's no longer in my hands, quite literally. I don't even have a copy yet. I can't wait to see it though. My
it's
bloody
gonna smell amazing.
I got a box of arcs for the madness.
Oh,
So excited. That one's far less dark. It's my adult debut and it's way less dark. It's still dark, but it's way less dark.
How do we bribe you for one?
I know. How do I get one? I need one.
I only got a few copies. I'll see if I can send some out, but I know that they're still sending ones out, so maybe I'll email and ask.
Yes.
Just be like, can we add?
Get me one in the US, please. It's so hard.
Literally,
All
I
of
could just send
If you
you the
can't, no,
manuscript.
if you can't send one, I've got a book to send to Amanda anyways. So
Ah,
if you want to make it worthwhile for me to send this other book,
that's actually not a bad idea. I'm gonna pick a note of that. Hang on.
Are you going to use your glue pen?
no
My
eyeliner
book-
this time.
Did you didn't write, you're not writing this note in your glue?
No, I didn't. Thankfully, I wiped it off before it's set. Otherwise, my notebook would be stuck closed. To Amanda and Claire.
And
It's
then I
too funny
have to
'cause-
send a box with whispers to her as well.
Yeah, it's important.
What are you? Oh, you can't tell her. You can't tell me because she's right there. But you're gonna send some fun stuff.
Oh no, I know. I know what book it is. I
What
know.
is it?
I know what's
it's
coming.
It's Amy McCaw's Mina and the
Mina.
Cult.
Oh, isn't it so cool? I've got my copy. Where is it? Back there.
Yeah.
Mine's on the dining room
Right
table.
here.
Yeah. She couldn't send one to me, so she sent it to Claire. So Claire will send it to me.
We have a deal. We send each other stuff.
We do.
I
we
have
do.
friends in America that I send stuff to as well. It's great fun. I just got a box. Well, actually, I can't tell you because it's a birthday gift for my husband.
Okay, yeah.
I got a big Costco box full of something.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, toilet
I
paper.
know. I didn't know Costco was like a thing.
Oh, it's
I don't-
amazing.
I've never
It's
been.
amazing. You
Have
need
you never
to.
been to a Costco? Even I've been to Costco. We have
No.
one in the Northeast. You might not have one near you though. That's the thing.
No, I'm really out in the sticks. So
Yeah.
you were talking about being afraid after horror movies, me especially because I live like by a river. There's a pony in the field next door. I'm just really isolated.
Oh, don't trust ponies.
Pony.
They'll chase you
Yeah.
around and try and bite
Gives me
you.
a side eye sometimes, like it's possessed.
Dartmoor ponies are scary.
This one bites.
Yes.
He's like
Dude.
30. He's like an old man pony. A really great. You can just tell he's like, oh, fuck off. I don't want to deal with you today. He has this voice in his head.
He's reached that age where he will not deal with young whippersnappers.
Yeah,
not.
you get his attention with apples and with carrots, and that's it. And then he's
Yeah.
like, all right, bugger off now. Yeah,
Amazing.
To reach those heady heights.
I know. Okay, but what would you guys do for Would You Rather? What would you rather be?
Oh. I'm
Oh,
gonna
I'm
go
what-
gloomy and gothic because I want Tom Hiddleston in Crimson Peak.
I'm 100% torturous and savage.
Oh, I
But
love it.
also,
You know what? You
but
should
throw in some
star.
gruesome.
You should star in a TV adaptation of Blood on the Wind. You would
It
be my
would
Roan.
be amazing. I mean,
You would be my Roan.
I will make my hair stand up. I will put my horns on. I will cosplay the cover of your book. It's happening.
Oh, I can't wait. How are you gonna make your hair go upside down?
I'll be upside down.
Magic.
Spoiler alert.
I should
Lie
do
on the
that.
floor and put it up.
That's
I
actually
have so
really
much
fun.
hair though. There's so
Yeah.
much of it.
Yes, but that's why
You
you
have more than
have
me, I
your
think.
cosplay assistant, Jacob, who will grab your hair and then just lie it down.
Yes.
Okay, we have to do that. Get a blow dryer and like switch it on from
No,
underneath.
no,
Looks
look.
fun.
Oh my God. Okay. So I tried to do that when we had Kendara Blake on and we talked about her book, Anna Dressed in Blood, right?
I love that book.
So no, it was so fantastic. I had to delete all of them because nothing worked out. But I had Jacob at the bottom of the stairs with a leaf blower. He
Oh my
was
God.
blowing my hair, but it didn't work at all, and nothing happened. And I was like, "What is this?" And
I
then
need
got
that footage.
so I think I deleted it because it was so bad.
Oh my gosh.
Did you send any of it to me? Because if so, it's on the message history.
I
So-
need to see that if you did.
did
That's
not
amazing.
work.
The
It did not
dedication,
work.
though. The dedication to the craft is amazing.
It's that time she nearly drowned.
That one was bad. Yeah.
Was that the Beth Revis book?
That was Beth Revis, yes.
What
Because
happened?
I okay, so it was for Across the Universe, and in that book, like, people were being transported across the universe, funnily enough. You couldn't gather that by the title. But they're in these drawers and they're in this liquid. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get in the bathtub. Jacob's gonna stand over me, and like we put all this like blue stuff and glitter in the water, and I had on this wig and it was spread out all over the place. And I was like, okay, I'm going underwater, and I had a tube in my mouth, and then the tube filled with water, and then it was bad.
Oh no.
The picture's beautiful.
Wait,
picture's
how have I
amazing.
not seen this? Is it on
It's
your
on our
Instagram?
Instagram.
It's on Instagram.
I have to
But
see
it
this.
was a while ago, so but yeah, I almost drowned in that one, so that was fun. God, I miss doing cosplay.
I think you sent me a message just saying, Claire, am I still alive? I was like, what happened? Because we'd had in-depth conversations about what this cosplay was going to look like. And I was like, you need a breathing tube. Have a breathing tube. And you did. It
It did
didn't
not work.
Oh my gosh.
The breathing tube did not
I would have been
work.
traumatized for life. That would be my last bath ever.
It was a beautiful picture.
Oh man, hang on, has it come through?
Oh,
No, I haven't got it. But I do have pictures of. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
it's
you
adorable.
finally got the squirrels?
Oh my gosh, yes. I would just want to like domesticate him. What is he carrying?
He's got a rope, and at the end of that rope is a grappling hook.
That's why grapple. Oh,
That's why his name is Grapples.
that is
you
adorable.
need to get one of those like little fun squirrel feeder things that look like houses and stuff. So then, or the picnic table.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
I've just been feeding him nuts. I just got him some unsalted peanuts, and
Yes.
I bet he is very grateful.
yeah.
I just think about the squirrels in York. They're all vicious.
Are they?
They're not vicious, but they're not scared of humans because people
So they
feed
just
them
come up to
all the
you?
time. So they just
Oh
come
my
up to you and you're like, but have you got rabies?
Yeah, have you? Better safe than sorry. Well,
But also,
Scotland have got rabies now, officially.
well, exactly. I mean, but I was
Officially.
raised on Disney's Sword in the Stone, so I'm not sure if that is a squirrel or it's Merlin.
Yes. I'd vote for Merlin.
Or
Clearly.
Madam Mim.
Could be. Could
Could
be.
be.
I'd love to dress up as Madam Mim.
In which case, treat them well, because you never know.
Exactly. With
Do
respect.
the same for crows and ravens, because
Yes. Oh, I
they're
love crows and
amazing.
ravens.
I also
There's some of the
want
birds I do like.
I want to befriend a crow too. And
I do.
there are crows, there are ravens around here too, and they also like peanuts. So maybe
They do.
I'll come out.
They'll
as
bring
a-
you stuff.
Yeah, they
Maybe
know.
you'll befriend a murderer of crows and they'll do your bidding.
Indeed. Oh my gosh, can you imagine Amanda walking down the street and a murder of crows in the sky like
And
Yeah.
that just happens to be another cosplay that she did for the Diviners.
I did. I had.
But
He's
queen
back.
of cosplay.
He's back here now. My little guy. You can't really
Oh.
see him. He's hidden. He's done
Pair
a
of
lot of
eyes.
Yes. Oh man. I'm still scrolling back through
Grapple.
all of my photos so I can find that one of me drowning in the bathtub.
So how are you enjoying your new house?
I love it. I love it so much. We've been in here for a year and 12
Already?
days now. Yep.
How does time fly that
I
fast?
don't know.
You were just building it.
I know.
Literally yesterday.
I know. And now it's here.
That's
and
mad.
yeah, we
That's
love
insane.
it. We really love it.
Pictures on the wall and everything.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
I've got so
Kind of
many
like-
pictures on the wall. I
like
just got a really nice movie poster of Nosferatu that is hanging up upstairs.
Oh, the new one or the old one?
Nice.
Old one.
Oh,
Classic.
Lovely.
beautiful
Very
film.
cool.
Beautiful. I like Das Kabinett des Dr. Caligari because I like the idea of an asylum and things not being real.
Oh.
Have you seen that one? It's like one of the oldest silent films.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
so
I saw it in my
I love
film
the
studies
score.
class.
Faustus, that's a good one too.
Obviously, you like that one.
Yes, clearly.
Obviously.
I love a good deal with the devil, darling. But you know, they're not the only deities and angels and demons you can make deals with.
So subtly drop in all of the spoilers.
I know, I can't stop. I need to
Are there
click.
any crossroads in the book? I love a good crossroads demon.
Ooh. I just like any demons.
I do like a crossroads demon though. But no. Not that
We'll
we
save
know
that one for book 3.
No, or book 7.
Yeah. There's so many of them.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much fun. I can't wait to see the finished copies. See the beautiful under case binding.
Same.
Oh, yeah,
Really
I
cool.
need it. I need it. But it comes out
9
in
days.
9 days.
I know. Isn't that mad? That's bonkers to me.
No, the madness comes out later on the year.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that one comes
Yeah.
out. That one comes out in August.
August 27th, yeah.
Do you know his birthday's in August?
Hey, is it yours? Wait, is it yours? Hang on. I need to put this in my calendar. Let me just check because I might already have it in my calendar because I remember us talking about this before. And
Gonna get a book.
You should have mine because we're only just
I don't.
moments apart.
Yeah, I'm putting it in my calendar. Which date is it?
21st. Which this year is a Wednesday, I believe.
Perfect birthday present
Let's
for
have a
you,
look.
Claire.
March, April, May, June, July, August 21st. Yes, it's a Wednesday. That's a fantastic date. I'm super into numerology. I have this weird tick where I have to reduce all numbers down to their lowest form, and yours is a 3, which is my favorite number.
Amazing.
It also used to be my payday, so I used to get lots of presents. Now it's the end of the month.
Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm setting alerts for myself. Right.
Oh,
21st August. That's a fantastic birthday because it's still in summer, but then you're gearing up for autumnal activities.
yes.
That's
The
a
only bad
really
thing
good
is, as a
birthday.
child, you didn't really have birthday parties because people were either on holiday or forgot because it's the end of the holidays. And there was that one time where my mum, she had I was going to have a McDonald's birthday party, which when I was little was the height of,
Yeah.
decadence. But because so few people RSVP'd, she was like, no, I'll cancel. We'll just have it at home and have a tea party. I was like, oh, I love a tea party as well because my mum does a good spread. But
Oh.
then everybody turned up.
No.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And it was just chaos.
That's so good. And your mother's like, I regret my life choices. I should have gone.
Yes. I remember having a wimpy party when I was little as well.
I used to love Wimpy.
Wimpy was the best.
I liked the vegetarian burger, the bean burger. It was so
Yes.
good. Really? You liked it too? It's so good. Spicy bean burger.
Yes, I adored the spicy bean burgers. The only thing I ever got.
Yeah.
I adored it.
I loved it.
Yes.
They just vanished.
There is still the odd
A
wimpy. I
couple,
think there might
yeah.
be one in the Metro Centre in Gateshead in the northeast.
Right, I'm traveling there then, for memory's sake.
It's either that or it's changed it. I think it might be a Popeye now, which is an American chain
Really?
thing.
I've not had Popeyes. I didn't know you could get that in the UK.
Popeyes is so good.
I know you can get Five Guys in Cheshire Oaks.
Yes, you can get Five Guys. Taco Bell. There's a Taco Bell as well in the northeast, which I've
Oh, I
still
didn't
never
know.
had.
I've not
But there
either.
was a Taco Bell I wish I went into when I was in New York, because right outside there was a phone booth and
Yeah.
there wasn't a phone in it. It was just VHS tapes of porn. And I really wanted to take a picture of it, but my husband was like, "No, Claire, don't take a picture of that." I was like, "But I want to take a picture." He's
It's
like,
so
"Don't take a
funny
picture
though.
of the porn." And I really wish I had. And it was right outside this Taco Bell. And I was like, just
Wish
imagine
you
coming to
had.
Taco Bell. You've got your taco or whatever, I
And
assume
then
they
you
sell
go in
other
there. Oh
things.
my
And then, oh,
God.
I'll get some porn while I'm here. Take a porn.
What a
VHS.
combo. You should
New
have seen
York
Amanda's
man.
face. We were talking about Taco Bell. She's like, why? Why would you want to?
I don't even have anything to play the VHS. I wouldn't want to touch it either, but it's not the fact that you would, it's the fact that you could.
Exactly, that's it.
Right.
Just that you could. And to say that it happened, that you saw it, that it was real.
Yes.
Proof.
Yes.
The weirdest things that exist in the world.
Nice.
I love it.
Are you still scrolling, by the way?
I am. I keep stopping and looking at pictures. Like there's the one where I look like Klaus from Umbrella Academy.
Oh
I
my
really
gosh,
like
send that to
that
me,
one.
please. I
That
love that.
that was after
Klaus is my
I
favorite.
took off the makeup from doing Dracula. I
Yeah.
took off my
Yes.
hat and my sunglasses. I'm like, okay, well now I'm Klaus, so that's fine.
Your Dracula was so good. The stuff legends are made of. Really, really good. You're good as a guy, you know?
I'm
She's
very
very handsome.
handsome.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That's why I want to see the Klaus, clearly. I want to just lust
She makes you
over
question yourself.
it. Yeah. I don't have any questions. I fully am more gay than I am straight.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where that picture is. I'm gonna have to like double check dates because now like I'm in the new house and it was not here. It was when I was in the apartment. So just
No, check to see. It might be on our feed. We might be able to find it on our conversation thread
yeah.
Oh, I
if you
can't
sent me
wait.
it.
So
Yeah, if
many
you
weird
find any, Claire, if
pictures.
you've done any cosplays that I'll find funny, send them to me too.
I
Love
just
seeing
get roped in.
cosplay.
I say roped in, but every now and again, I just join in with Amanda and hobble it
It's
together.
Cosplaying
fun.
is so much fun though. I
Oh, it
still haven't had a
is.
chance to play with my plastic that you sent me, but I am going to this year.
You need to. That's how I
I'm
made the
going to.
teeth
That's what I'm
for
going to use it for. I'm going to make some teeth.
yeah. That's how I made your teeth when when I was sea monster.
Yes, the Lord of the Underworld. It was so good. You know those teeth, those really expensive ones, they're like black gummed with like the white. I love those. They're so expensive. I'm going to try and make some.
Just
I
make
just need to
them.
find like human safe paint.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
the thermoplastic, you can get it in black.
Oh
So
yeah, I can do the base with the black and then the teeth with
yeah,
the white.
yep, you
Oh
can do it.
God,
I'm gonna
it's a
have so
solution.
much fun this year.
Solution for everything.
I already have a list of costumes that I want to do this year.
How are
Providing
you going to get a
possible
chance to do it
can.
now with Blood coming out soon and the madness in like
Yeah, well, I only
conversations?
cosplay for Halloween, so everything presumably will be over by then. Hopefully I won't be in deadline mode. But I've got so many deadlines and I'm so like happy about it, but I haven't quite managed to juggle everything perfectly yet. It's a learning process.
Well, there's your motivation is to think, right, well, I need to take some time
Yeah.
off so I can cosplay out. I need to play dress up for a month.
I need
I'm
to play with my sharp teeth, put
yes,
some contacts in my eyes, and
yes,
be a creature, and then I can get back to work.
yeah,
God, I need an extension on my deadline because I have to cosplay.
Well, inevitably we'll end up covering madness in October because hello,
right,
Yeah.
right,
October.
yes, definitely.
So start thinking about your costume now.
Yeah. It'll be interesting actually to see people's reactions to the vampires in Blood versus the vampires in the Madness, because the Madness is very much a comment on society,
Mm.
and very Dracula. Whereas Blood on the Wind is just my vicious vengeance girls.
Oh, I can't wait to.
Love some Vicious
Post
Vengeance.
fiction.
See, the Vicious Vengeance girl sounds a little bit like it's like Brides of Dracula. Oh, what was that story?
Oh,
Dracula Motherfucker. Have you read that
Yes.
graphic?
no, I haven't,
Yes.
but that sounds amazing.
You need to read Dracula Motherfucker because we
Okay.
covered it last year. And it's the brides of Dracula,
Okay, I love it.
who do not take any shit,
No, they
Oh,
do not. They
yes.
are.
especially from their
Absolutely, yes.
ex-husband.
Absolutely, yes. Sold immediately. There's
It'll
another
take you all
Dracula
of
book I
10
read.
minutes to read it, but it's really good.
Oh, is it short?
It's
It's
a
really
graphic
short.
novel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a graphic novel. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm just
Have you
gonna
got
put
it to
it
hand? I know
in.
where my copy is.
Yeah, I just gotta find it.
Let me look it up. I
It
want to
only
see.
looks fat because it's hardback.
Let's see. Oh, I love a hardback. Dracula, motherfucker. What a fantastic title. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a cool cover.
I've moved
Oh,
everything
it's
around.
fully retro
Dracula.
as well. It's
Yeah, I
gorgeous. It's
love
a really
this.
good book.
Oh, there I
Who's
am.
the artist? Do you know?
Uh, I'll try my
Are there several of them? Because I see two different covers here.
I think I think they just have two books out right now. There's that
Okay.
one, and then there's another one.
Oh, I think this is just a fan-made one.
Oh.
Okay.
Alex
So,
DeCampi and Eric Henderson.
Yes, thank you for doing
There we
that.
go.
I
I was
finally
just gonna
found
say,
my
is that it?
drowning
Yeah,
picture.
got
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
That
Yeah.
sounds cool. That sounds
I mean,
right
look
up
at that.
Oh, gorgeous.
That's just as you open the thing.
Delicious. Oh, I
It's
love
absolutely.
that.
It's fully retro. It's amazing.
There's another Dracula novel that I blurbed, I think it was last year, Reluctant Immortals by Gwendolyn Keist. And it's basically Lucy, I think it's Lucy, or is it Mina? And then also Bertha from Jane Eyre, you know, the first wife of Mr. Rochester. And they're basically immortals and they've lived to the 70s and they're being chased by Dracula and Mr. Rochester or something like that. I can't remember. It was such a good book. So what a cool idea.
The cover
It's
of
like
that
it
one
takes
is
stalking by
amazing.
your ex to a whole other level.
Is that going to make me like a Bronte character?
Oh no.
I love Bronte characters.
Oh, even Michael Fassbender does not win me over with Bronte. I'm sorry.
I didn't like him
I'm
as
too much of a
Rochester.
Jane-ite.
Yeah, I did like the BBC one though with Ruth Wilson. I thought that was cool, but I just prefer the book. But I studied the book and I wrote this massive essay because I'm really into it about, you know, the number 3 and fairy tale allegory in Jane Eyre, and I got so into it because I'm that cool.
You are precious.
I say this with all my love, all the love of my heart, but you nerd. I want to read that.
Yes.
I want to read a book
literally, I'm
of
the dorkiest
essays.
person.
Yeah, I want to read a list. I want to read a book of essays by Dawn Kurtagich where you like look at numericals and fairy tales and specific gothic instances and the vampire trope in this story.
Yeah.
Such a dork, honestly. That's my true form, dork.
I think it's fair to say we would read anything that you put out.
Now, my question, I've asked you this before, but I will keep asking if either of you two plan to write anything, because I'm always trying to convince people to write.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
We have a Google Doc, don't we?
We do. We do have a Google Doc. We've talked about it, but maybe one day Fictional Hangover
I would
will have a book.
love that. You guys could write something together.
We've pondered doing the Nemo, Rimo together.
NaNoWriMo, Claire.
I will never say it right. No. And do something in that.
I
But
vote yes.
because it's November, it's always like there's always been
Such a
something
hard
that's
one.
happened that
Yeah.
we're like we cannot devote the time. Like,
But they do Camp NaNoWriMo in
They
I think
do. It's in
April,
April.
which is next month.
Yeah.
So in theory, I'm honestly, I'm always
I
trying
have
to
things in my brain. There's two stories in my head that I can't get out of my head, and I would
Well, you
love to
owe it
write
to
them
them.
down.
You
And
owe
one
it
of
to
them is Pandora's Jar.
That's so.
Okay.
Oh my God, that
sounds
reminds me.
so like a euphemism to me.
Well, it's because it was not a box; it was a jar.
Okay.
So you get it
Intrigued.
mythologically right. You got to get it right. And
Okay.
the other one is something called 12 Confessions.
I'm
And it
already.
reminds me of a story I wrote for my GCSEs, where I wrote a story where it was confusing. My teacher had to go and get somebody, Mr. Clushaw, my English teacher, had to go and get somebody else to read it and help grade it. And it was a story told in two perspectives. And one perspective, it was an interviewer, a detective, and the other one was the murderer, but you didn't know who was who.
That's
I would read
fun.
the shit out of that.
I haven't got it anymore. I wrote it when I was 16. It was literally handwritten. You know, I don't have it anymore. But that's kind of come back into my brain where it's 12 confessions, but it's 12 confessions, but you don't know who they are, what they've done, but it's written somewhere. Like one of them it'd be like the confession would be buried in like a series of tweets or something like that. That's what's been going through my brain.
Write that.
So I'm trademarking that idea now.
Yes.
Claire Easter trademarked.
I had completely forgotten about your Pandora idea because remember I have a Pandora that I started.
Yeah.
But mine is completely different to yours. So that makes it even better. But mine involves like lots of science and creepy nanobot robot soldiers that are zombies and they're eating people.
Yours was a sci-fi horror, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, when is the start date of this project? I need to know.
That one started.
Oh God, that was years and years ago.
Probably 20. 13? 13.
Wow, so it's a
Yeah.
while
But
ago.
then, but
11 years.
I would like to share. It never went anywhere. But my best friend when I was in college, Tanya, and I wrote a book completely. It's completely finished, like 90 something thousand words. We wrote it and we did it for NaNoWriMo, and it was really, really good for
What
us.
happened?
Send
And we
me it.
finished it. We finished it in 2009, and it's
Yeah.
probably real bad. But but we have completed, and we started a second one too, but then we didn't get
Considering
anywhere
the
with
stuff that
second
we've
one.
read from the noughties, you know it would have been published.
I
You did
mean,
send me it, and I did start reading it.
yeah, it's in our Google Drive somewhere.
You should edit it and see. You never know.
I know. I kind of want to edit it again. And now, like, self-pub is so much different than it was
Yeah,
back then. Like,
really is.
I mean, you are a
really is.
fantastically talented published horror nightmare author, and you're putting this one out yourself.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
wouldn't have if people hadn't encouraged me so much. So I owe that to my readers completely, because I just never would have had the nerve.
yeah,
But then I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do it.
just do it.
It was in my head anyway. So, and it has been such a fun learning process. It is a very different process. It's
Yeah.
really different, but it's so fun.
Well, I need to get
I
that
think
book
you should
out
do it.
and tell Tanya
We both need
I'm
to.
dusting it off. I'm gonna edit it again.
Yay! I hope you both do.
Get it out
Honestly,
there.
that sounds so cool.
Well, I mean,
I
why
want to
not
see
just
the horror
self-pub?
nightmares you come up with.
I have so many like storyboards and so many things for my Pandora's box, which was called PX119.
Oh, I love that.
So many ideas for things. And a lot of it,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to say that I was inspired by you, but there are
Mm.
several chapters in which a scientist who is responsible for this has been affected by it, and so he's going out of his mind, and it's just journal scrawled all over everything. And I was
Yes.
like,
Oh,
oh,
yes.
there's this author that I really like, and her name is Dawn Kurtagich, and she has some really bonker shit on her pages in her books. So that's just what this chapter's gonna be.
I can't wait to see what you do. Oh, I just love it. I want it so much. You need to give it to the world.
I do. I need to.
Both
do
of you
that.
do, because that 12 Confessions sounds really cool too.
It's
Would it
it's
be
been
adult?
itching.
Would it be adult or YA or NA?
That would be adult.
Yeah,
The
I think so too.
Pandora's one, I've always when that's been going around, has been
Yeah.
YA. But yeah, the 12 Confessions
You
is.
could have like a writing episode. Like you could interview authors about their writing processes.
Should.
Inspire yourself, and you know.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. I'm like, oh, everyone should be a writer. It's so fun.
Oh my gosh. Can
I'm just gonna go on a writing retreat.
I
and
know,
just...
we need
We should
to.
do one.
We need to.
You just come to the
To do
UK. We'll
To
come to
do them at
Wales.
work. We have writing retreats at work. I have in my calendar every Wednesday for 3 hours a writing room. But
That's amazing.
It's for work,
Yeah.
not for actual, fiction.
Oh, see, I wouldn't use it for work. My last proper job, my last like full-time job, I was doing job descriptions for Skype, the company, and sometimes I would maybe not necessarily be doing that.
I always
But
work
allegedly,
during my
'cause I
working
don't-
hours. Always.
Always. Yes, I am not looking
yeah.
forward to when my library is actually open and I can just sit in my office on my computer, not doing anything other than work.
Exactly.
I'm so freaking busy all the time. I probably should. Technically, I am a published author.
Oh,
Technically,
tell me.
but it's academic stuff.
Well, yeah, but that is
nobody wants
harder.
to read
So
that.
That's
Nobody wants
more
to read that.
impressive.
So I am on author bylines.
That is more impressive.
So technically, but it's for a very specific part of
Okay, so when you query your novel, you'll be able to say, my other publication includes.
I'm giving you the awkward ID and you can see
Also,
all
I'm
those.
besties with Dawn Kurtagich and Kat Ellis and all these other amazing authors.
Right.
So, yeah.
I feel like that's gonna give us some
Look at my
clout.
bylines. Look, I've got quotes from people.
Exactly.
Did not understand the search strategy. Assume it worked. Dawn Kurtagich.
Fully endorse that quote.
Oh Oh my God. So
Oh,
we need to wrap this up because my
yeah.
favorite thing about these new and indie spotlight episodes, and I'm like, it's only like 30 minutes. It's fine. We've been
Oopsie.
talking for almost 2 hours. And so that's fine. It's fine. It just means that I'm not going to edit it at all so I can
No.
put it out.
Oh, apart from that one bit.
Fantastic. Oh yeah,
There is
you did
one
say at one
bit.
point, I'm not going to put this in, but
What was it?
Oh, I can't remember. It was an hour ago.
yeah, it was about an hour ago.
I don't think it was anything important.
What was it? I don't think it was anything important, and then
I
you're
think
like,
I think it was something stupid that didn't have to do with anything. And then we continued talking for an hour and a half, and none of this
It's so
means
typical.
anything to anyone, and that's the best part.
It's like if you ever actually have to schedule time in and then somebody comes after me, I just don't think that would
I
happen.
would not.
I don't think.
You would just join in
4-hour
with them.
block.
They would, or they would just have to join in with us.
Yeah,
And
I'm
we'd be like,
just
oh
here
yeah.
now.
And then you'd
I'd
have a
just
new
be
BFF
fangirling.
because we bring people together.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I would just fangirl over their stuff. Probably,
Exactly.
most likely.
Okay.
What is wrong with that?
So to wrap this up, kind of, I guess, is there anything else that you're excited about that you want to tell us?
Nope. Aside from the man, I have actually got secret things, and I'll tell you when we're not recording. But
Okay.
with the official things, yeah, I'm really excited about The Madness and Blood on the Wind, and my 2025 book, which is the one I'm currently writing, which is called Project Mud at the moment.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very cool. I'm enjoying it.
I love it.
But yeah, this is the year of vampires officially.
Good.
All vampires,
All vampires
all the
all the
time.
time.
Yes.
Go to dawnkurtagich.com, pre-order Blood on the Wind.
Yes.
Do
buy
it. Do it.
And then come back in a little while because we have to give people a chance to read it before we spoil it. But we know that you're going to
Yes,
come
sadly.
back to talk about it. Like, it's already probably on the calendar somewhere. So
Cut to 6 months' time, you telling me, Dawn, you built it up so much and it was so tame. God, do better.
well, it's a challenge.
I take
Challenge
it
extended.
Well, what I did is I sat with
Go
the
with it.
trigger warnings and I ticked them off and I was like, is it though?
Can I make
Is
this
it?
worse? Yes.
Gauntlet thrown, challenge accepted.
What was the bit Kat said was a bit, really? Oh,
No.
Yeah, that
Okay.
actually is quite early in the book. That's around chapter 1 or 2, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, we'll just
Can't wait.
pre-warn Kat now that she may get a message off us just going, lame.
Lame. Terrible. You're such a wiener.
Yeah, she just gets a voice message. Lame.
Lame.
What the fuck is
my
going
gosh.
on?
We will
What
put it
now?
on, it'll just be us on Zoom, just saying lame, and we'll publish it, and she'll be like, why?
Why am
You
I
guys
tagged
need to
in
look out
this?
for her next book coming in 2025 though, because that
Oh.
is so cool.
Oh, she's
I've
on the
read it.
Insta pre-order as well.
Yeah, she is.
Been waiting
Yeah.
far too long for the next one. I
Yeah.
need to
You're
get
gonna,
another
you won't be
doll.
sorry. It's so good. It's
Can
so
I? Will I be able to get my mum to knit another doll?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And probably lots of
Just
little
warning
dolls, but
you.
that's all I'm gonna say
Oh.
about that.
Ooh, oh, my mum does love a project, ma'am, because I know you listen.
I need to learn to crochet and knit properly.
Your
And
mum can
I
come
will
teach
have
you.
plenty of characters to choose from to cosplay, yes?
And
Yes,
lots
you
of little
will.
ones as well.
And lots of little
You will
ones.
be able to cosplay somebody covered in something that I think you'll find intriguing.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
I
you know
really
the sticky substance. As long as it's not honey, because honey's flammable.
That's right.
Is
We
it?
did learn that. Pure
okay.
honey, extremely flammable. But I
love
I
that.
appreciate now, I'm pretty sure that you and Amy and Kat all write characters into your books for me to cosplay.
I mean,
And
clearly,
Jackson Ford.
we sit together and we plot and we're like, okay, what can Amanda cosplay?
My
I
life.
have this character. Okay, well, is it gonna be Amanda cosplay proof? Yes. Okay, fine. You may write that character.
Thank you. Yes, I'm
Does it
glad.
involve teeth? No. Well,
Mm.
It needs
Oh man, I'm
teeth.
so
Add in
excited for you
teeth.
to
I
read.
can't wait.
It's so good.
Okay, look, I've got to finish this. So that's it for this new and indie spotlight episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
and I'm Claire.
Join us next time for our regularly scheduled episode on Wednesday. Look out for our Would You Rather polls on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book. The end.